there you see the bracket. 8 men, 8 of the best contenders vying for the very first Texas Contender Series championship. And it's starting right now with El Valdivia taking on Shimbashi.
From Chi-Town, weighing in at 200 pounds, El Valdivia!
And hello, ladies and gentlemen, live here on IWTV here at Houston Premier Arena. It is Texas Contender Series 19. It was almost a year ago to the date where Texas Contender Series was first announced, and look where it's grown here to this point, Dan.
Absolutely, Nick. You know, I was here at the very first Texas Contender Series, and I saw all the talent that New Texas Pro Wrestling was bringing in, and we've really developed a following here at the Houston Premier Arena, and I am so proud to see a new title being unveiled for these hard-working wrestlers that have been busting their butts day in and day out just to be seen by you folks home on IWTV, and especially this guy coming out right now. His name is Shimbashi.
Definitely a battle between two of those young up-and-comers here in the Texas independent scene. Shimbashi coming out of the Lions Pride School in College Station, Bryan area, and actually a Canadian.
From Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, he is the Canadian Dragon, Shimbashi!
Canadian-born, but Texas raised.
Absolutely, you said it right, the Canadian Dragon. And he has been on quite a hot streak over the last couple of months here. He had a run-in with Bulldog Jr. He was out for about a month, but he came back, qualified for this tournament, and he is definitely having his eye on gold. But you can't put anything past El Valdivia. El, as we've seen this year, has been the most vicious, the most brutal, the most cutthroat he's ever been. So Shimbashi definitely has his hands full tonight.
Neither one of these men are strangers to championship gold. Shimbashi, a former Lions Den champion, while El Valdivia, a former Premier Wrestling Federation Lone Star champion, held that belt for about 126 days.
And that's what I said before. Texas Contender Series bringing in the very best of Texas to show the world what they got.
Shimbashi starting here with a side headlock takedown of Valdivia, who, after losing his I Quit match to Just Nick, got a big win over Maximus Stone P.I. to qualify for this tournament. Shimbashi, on the other hand, defeated Carlos Diaz in the qualifier earlier in this Texas Contender Series.
That's no cap Carlos Diaz, mind you.
And Shimbashi seems to have gotten under the skin of Valdivia as he's retreated to the outside to perhaps catch a breather and reset.
Well, you know, Shimbashi gets under the skin of a lot of people, myself included with that. And, you know, El, that's no exception for El Valdivia, but he's taking his time, he's pacing himself, he's catching his breath.
Yeah, Valdivia was once one of those guys, much like Shimbashi, you know, very nice, always shook your hand, you know, with a smile on his face. Lately, though, Valdivia has taken the more of the darker side.
He has a mean streak, Nick, and you need a mean streak to get anywhere in this business.
Well, when you grow up on the hard streets of Chicago, Illinois, it will harden you quickly. And Valdivia learned quickly here in the world of professional wrestling that you kind of need that cutthroat attitude, as Shimbashi levels them with those knife-edge chops. And listen to them ring through the building. Stormy skies outside once, but we are clear, and we got a nice capacity crowd here tonight as Shimbashi getting a hold of Valdivia, and a head scissors takedown puts Valdivia back into the corner. And Shimbashi now with a fireman's carry. Oh, into that wasteland slam. Into the senton drop. Could be it. Could be a quick night. And a kick out only a 1.
All that flurry wasn't enough to even get a 2 for Shimbashi, so it's going to take a lot more to be able to put this guy down.
Oh, and a rake in the eyes. There's that mean streak again. Those
Beautiful.
dirty tactics.
You know, you got to do what you got to do. Did he get disqualified? No. I don't even think the referee warned him. So if I were him, I'd keep that up.
Well, as we know, Dan, it is a single elimination tournament, so disqualifications won't do you any good. So Valdivia's got to be careful of that. But nice heel kick there, cover and a hook of the leg, but only gets 2.
You know, you bend the rules for so long, you learn how to do it the right way. Like Rudy and I, we do it the right way. So you don't have to worry about those disqualifications because you always got the referee on the side of your head.
Well, and especially here in a tournament of this magnitude, it's going to take a lot more than a few eye rakes and a few little dirty tactics to get a disqualification out of here. These fans obviously want to see a true winner here in this 8-man tournament.
Hey, Nick, how about these knife edge chops?
They're very nice. They're very impressive. Like I've said, Valdivia, former champion in his own right. He's no slouch there in the ring.
Well, he's slouching down right now in the corner.
He is, but he could be taking a little too much time playing to the audience here. Shimbashi, slow starter here in Texas Contender Series, but he has won 4 of his last 5 since joining the Contender Series. He's one of the OGs, if I'm not mistaken. He was on the first ever Contender Series.
That is correct.
Oh, and a big lariat. Brody style with that. Turned him inside out and a kick at it, too. And as far as these 8 men here in this tournament, they're going to have to go through the war of attrition if they want that to be called the first Texas Contender Series champion. Dan, you know it better than anyone. There's only room for 1 first.
That's absolutely right. And if you just take a look at that it has that new belt smell to it. That if you've never held a new championship before, you just don't know what that's like. I got a gander at it as soon as we got the belt in, and that thing is heavy, it's solid, it's beautiful. We got a cover here.
A cover after that suplex. Floated over into the cover, and that's one of the learning processes that we've learned from El Valdivia, gaining knowledge there in the ring, floating over to the cover and getting that quick pinfall attempt.
Well, El Valdivia, he wants to win. He's not trying to be fancy. He's not trying to show about hot dog to the fans.
Speaking of not fancy, there's some elbows and a big neck breaker. That caught Valdivia right in the jaw. That could have stunned him. And Shimbashi trying to gain the support of the Texas Contender Series faithful. Perhaps looking for that running knee strike. No, it's a lariat. Big clothesline. Big Polish hammer.
El's got to be careful here.
You don't want to let Shimbashi get on a roll, and right now he is rolling with a suplex. Oh, and drops him right on his face. Shimbashi rolling as Valdivia is on the ropes, literally in the corner. Oh, and a big clothesline. Into the enziguri. Caught him right in the jaw. And back up to that fireman's carry. And pops him right on the turnbuckle into a German suplex. Folded him inside out.
Shimbashi's getting a leg workout today. He keeps picking up El, going for stuff, and I don't know if that's going to hurt him in the end because it's like doing a 200-some pound squat time after time in the middle of a wrestling match.
Oh, went for that running knee strike, but Valdivia had it scouted. Valdivia, no. Into the schoolboy roll-up. No, and didn't get it too. Shimbashi back up to that and went for that GTS, but unable to get it, and now into perhaps a sharpshooter. No, modified version. Into almost like that execution.
All that pressure right now on El Valdivia's lower back. He has got to reach the ropes.
And he actually looks like he escaped the hold, but now he transitioned into an STF. And that is showing the growth of Shimbashi over the last couple of months, transitioning to a new submission hold, but Valdivia gets to the bottom rope. Man, both these men going through a war here in this opening contest. Still 3 more first-round matches here tonight, live here at Houston Premier Arena. And joining us here on IWTV, remember, use the hashtag TCS19 on social media to show your love and support for some of the best of the rising stars here in Texas wrestling.
And speaking of the best rising stars, we got a little shootout here right in the middle of the ring between Shimbashi and El Valdivia. They want that championship. They want to advance, and they'll do anything to do it.
Forearm shivers back and forth, and a kick to the ribs. by Valdivia, and another hard right hand. Bounces off the ropes into the suplex. No, and a twisting side slam. Cover. And no. And Valdivia having to go deep in the bag of tricks. I don't recall him using that maneuver very often.
Like I was saying before, they'll do anything to win. Valdivia better start yelling at this ref who seems to be on Quaaludes tonight, because that could have been a 3 in any other ring.
Well, in between this first round matchup here between Valdivia and Shimbashi, winner will move on to the second round to take on the winner of the Shawn Hendricks and Dustin Nguyen match. That is if Dustin is cleared to go tonight. As Shimbashi levels Valdivia out to the ringside area, and Shimbashi perhaps going to go flying here. Oh, and a basement drop kick.
All that pressure, all that momentum in the feet going right into your chest, that's gotta hurt.
And these two men, Shimbashi, one of those guys that I believe you could say is one of the favorites, as well as Valdivia, both former champions in their own right. This is a very good first round matchup here by the matchmakers.
Absolutely, and what?
Oh, went for that strike again, but the referee, well, here we go. There's those tactics like you like right there, Dan.
Now El's telling the ref what to do.
Oh, and a
Beautiful.
low blow. And now Valdivia with a GTS.
I love it.
Cover.
He got him.
No,
What?
wait. The referee says 2. And a controversial count there, but it's going to go down as a 2 count. And Valdivia, man, that was his best move. He won the Lone Star Championship with that GTS. He was unable to put Shimbashi away here. Shimbashi showing that grit, obviously showing the importance of winning this first round match and moving on in this tournament.
I think El still has some more in those bag of tricks.
Oh, man.
Oof.
Man, you saw that, and a kick to the face. And there's that V-trigger knee. Caught him right on the cheek. They got him. Shimbashi with a big win.
And advancing on to the tournament, Shimbashi.
Well, Dan, it looked like the dirty tactics were not to his liking there. Shimbashi coming away with a first round victory, and we'll move on to the semifinals.
You know, I can't take anything away from old El Valdivia.
Definitely a valiant effort from Valdivia.
Very valiant. Smart wrestler.
Definitely, but obviously we'll have to go back to the locker room and back to the workshop to clean up the kinks. It will be Shimbashi who will move on